Grandstand bettors and very biased opinions back with you again. 4 guaranteed winners or losers, but winners. They're probably losers. Got to tell you right now, we got 4 great bets for you. Ian, very biased opinion, is going to give you 3 of them, and stick around to the end of the video. We have the Grandstand bettors over of the week that you don't want to miss. Make sure you comment below with your best bet of this soccer weekend and smash that like button. Tell us how much you love soccer and betting it every single weekend. And without further ado, let's go to Ian in the Premier League.
Hello, everybody, and good to be back once again. And let's all have a rejoice of hallelujah, because I'm not picking Manchester United for once in the Premier League. We get to talk about some different sides. We get to talk about 2 sides battling out for Europe. In terms of West Ham, trying to get into the Champions League. In terms of Everton, desperate to try and get any sort of European football to try and make it a sort of a successful season. 2 very historic clubs. Expected it to be a pretty decent game, I would say, a pretty open game, where both sides desperately need the win as well. But in this match, I am going to be favouring West Ham. I think they're the stronger side. I think Everton have kind of tailed off a little bit. I think the season has kind of taken a bit more of a toll on them. And West Ham look the fresher side going into this one. And the fact that they're trying to hunt down Chelsea for that Champions League spot gives them all the more emphasis to go and win this game. So if you want to go goals again, I do understand it, but we're going to back West Ham straight up on the money line on this one. So we're going for a West Ham win.
West Ham's getting great value there, too. They're plus 130 on the money line. You actually said kind of a little bit of what my question is for you. West Ham is chasing Chelsea. They are in the 5th spot. They're 3 points behind. First, can they chase and get ahead of Chelsea, or are they just going to drop off here? Also, are they top 4 contenders moving forward, or is this just a one-off here?
It's so difficult to say that they're going to go and pick Chelsea, because Chelsea is such a strong side. The big thing is Chelsea do play Manchester City this weekend, so West Ham will be looking at this one to desperately try and get to close that gap even more with a win over Everton. And absolutely, they can certainly get it this year. They're right there in the hunt. I mean, strange things can happen at the end of the season. Maybe Chelsea, with a couple of cup finals coming their way, might just ease off a little bit in the league, and it might allow West Ham to overtake them. And boy, that would be an amazing achievement. Probably one of the shocks of the season if West Ham do get Champions League, because no one would have given them a chance. Much more likely is that they are going to be in the Europa League, I would say, next season. And moving forward, West Ham have to make sure this is not another false dawn. They've had these seasons in the past where they get up and they finish in the European places, don't have a good season next season. It's all like manager fired, then they have to rebuild, and then they're fighting relegations for a few seasons to go again. So they need to keep this manager in place. They need to keep this nucleus of players in place. They need to try and sign Jesse Lingard, who's been a catalyst for them since he signed on loan from Manchester United. They need to find a striker who can do the job other than Mikel Antonio. And they need to hold on to their defensive midfielder, Declan Rice. Everybody will be over this guy, trying to sign him for like Man United, trying to sign him for City. He's a superb midfield player, got a bright future ahead of him. West Ham need to keep him intact and then just build on it a little bit and move forward. They don't need to make giant strides. They just need to keep the nucleus of the squad and add a few little players in. And the future should be bright for the Hammers.
So in short, West Ham over Everton.
There we go. Sorry. Yeah, we go. I got carried away.
All right. West Ham on the money line, plus 130. Hey, listen, smash that like button if you think West Ham is going to win. Comment below. Give us your pick in this matchup. It's going to be a good matchup. I think it's on Sunday. West Ham versus Everton in the Premiership. Season's almost over. Only about 3 weeks left, I believe. Something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into bet number 2. We're going to go into a high-scoring league, one of my favorite leagues, and that's the Bundesliga. We have Frankfurt versus Mainz, and we're going to look at this matchup. I don't think I said that right. How do you say it, Ian?
Close enough. It's Mainz.
It's Mainz. Okay.
Expecting another good game here in the Bundesliga. You've got 2 sides again who've overachieved. Mainz, I thought, would be one of those sides who are battling relegation this season, but they're in the mid-table. They're absolutely doing fine. And check this out. They even beat all-conquering, all-singing, all-dancing Bayern Munich the other week. So there's certainly no mugs, that's for sure. But Eintracht Frankfurt are the ones that are going to be looking to try and carry on the form, looking for a win here. They're in that coveted 4th place, which means they will have a chance of playing Champions League football next season, which is a really big achievement for them. And they need to get a win here to try and sort of keep that going. We think both sides are going to go for it. We think both sides are very attacking. And in the case of Mainz, they don't really keep a lot of clean sheets. So we think both sides are going to score. And of course, when we think both sides are going to score, you have to go on that over. I think it's at over 3. So, if you hit 3, you've still got a chance of a push. But we're going over on goals, over 3 for Frankfurt and Mainz.
Classic grandstand bettors over bet there. Both teams scoring. You got to go on the over. You talk about Frankfurt. They are high up there. They got themselves into a Champions League spot. Can they stay there moving for this season and moving forward? What's your opinion on them?
They've got Borussia Dortmund breathing down their neck, and that's the biggest problem for Frankfurt is Dortmund have had a horrible season. And they're finally just come good in the last few games, and they're trying to rescue a bad season by getting in 4th place. So Frankfurt have taken advantage from that. So I think everybody would like to see it. And I don't know what their running is, but I think with only a few games to go, I think you would fancy them to get the job done. They're a very, very good side under manager. I do just got to get his name, under Adi Hutter. And he's been there a few years now. And they kind of seem to be, they get European football, then they can't handle European football, so they have a bad season the next season, and then they were good again. Why I think Eintracht Frankfurt is such a good side this season is the main thing is goal scorer. Andre Silva, one of the hottest goal scorers in the Bundesliga or in world football, 25 goals this season. He is the focal point of this team. He's the guy that always drags them out of jail, gets them through the matches, and if he's still scoring the goals, I think Eintracht Frankfurt have got every chance of getting in the Champions League next season.
Fantastic analysis there on the Bundesliga. Frankfurt versus Mainz. Got it right the 3rd time. It's a great league. A lot of scoring. If you're interested in goals, this is the league you want to be watching. You can watch it on ESPN Plus. They do carry all of the Bundesliga matches. So we're going.
I think Mainz. It's for me, it's a breath of fresh air, that league. It really, but everyone just seems to play football the right way. There's none of these doesn't seem to get many boring 0-0 draws or anything like that. So if you like attacking football, Bundesliga, definitely give it a watch.
Yeah. I think it's probably the closest to what MLS is here in the United States. In fact, although MLS is starting to get lower scoring as well. So who knows? So bet number 2, Bundesliga, Frankfurt, Mainz, over 3. A little bit of juice, not too much. That'll take us into our 3rd bet. But before we get there, go over to Very Biased Opinions. Ian is phenomenal. He does Europa League predictions, Champion League predictions, but the best by far, go check out the Premier League predictions. He goes through all the games each and every week, gives a score prediction. So if you want to bet on exact scores, just follow Ian. He does get quite a few right. You get like one a week, right? One correct score a week at least?
Yeah. We'll go with it.
Yeah. Guaranteed winners here or losers, as we mentioned. So we do have a 3rd bet from Very Biased Opinions. Ian, I want to get into one of our favorite leagues to talk about, and that's Ligue 1. You got Rennes versus PSG. What do you like in this matchup?
So we have another little dabble into Ligue 1, Matt. It seems to be our standard bet on a Sunday evening, or from Sunday evening from my point of view, is to look at that Ligue 1 game. And the title run-in gets more intriguing every week. It seems like it is a 2-horse race now. It seems like it's just going to be Lille and PSG steaming towards the finish line. So we're going to have a look at Paris Saint-Germain against Rennes. Look, it's a Paris Saint-Germain side that had a very disappointing result against Manchester City in the Champions League. And so this is the only thing they've got left to win. They usually are winners of Ligue 1, so it would be a surprise if Lille did pip them to it. It is only 1 point in it, and both sides are in insane form with hardly any defeats in the last few games. Rennes, decent last year, haven't had such a good season this season. I think they've got quite a limited squad. They've got some good strikers in there, but when the key players out, they lost their goalkeeper to Chelsea, and they haven't really recovered from that when they lost Mendy. So it's been a rebuilding process for them, and we definitely see PSG coming out and trying to get a bit of an onslaught of goals here and set a tone, put that disappointment behind them. We're going to go for goals again. We think it's pretty good value. We know PSG can cut up, destroy sides when they get it right. And they've got their little moments of calamity at the back as well. So we're going for goals. Another one where you can just sit back and enjoy both sides and hope for goals at both ends. It's over 3 goals, and that's what we're going for in this one.
Yeah, Ligue 1 was crazy 2 weeks ago. It's kind of interesting how now it's just down to PSG and Lille. Over 3 is your bet. There's good value, plus 115. I do want to talk about PSG. You kind of alluded to their loss against Man City. If PSG win Ligue 1 this year, will their season be considered a success?
I think for a large portion of their fan base, it won't be. The French league is not a strong league. It's enjoyable, and as a neutral, you can enjoy it. But if you're looking at comparing it to the other leagues around Europe, it's not as strong. And so Paris Saint-Germain winning it is almost like a bit of a gimme for them every year. And the main goal is the Champions League. Now, the trouble is the Champions League is insanely hard to win. Look what they did this season. They knocked out Barcelona. They knocked out Bayern Munich. But then they come up against Manchester City, who are also a very strong side, and they just came out the wrong side of it. I don't think they would help themselves. I think their own petulance and their own kind of mentality got in the way of that game against Man City, and they ended up just getting frustrated. They ended up with poor discipline, and they ended up like the dream going away once again. So winning the French league will paper over some cracks, but I would say for a large portion of their fan base, it's another missed opportunity of winning the Champions League.
Yeah, they're a good team regardless. I think that they probably will end up winning because Lille might get cold feet. I don't know. They are, like you said, in great form. So we'll see how the last couple of weeks play out here. Or last week is.
I just want to say just a little thing, because we haven't really touched on Lille in this run-in, and maybe if they play the evening game, they don't normally play that often on a Sunday, but we'll go into them. But they've lost 3 games all season. 3 games. A remarkable performance from them. And I hope they do go on to win it myself.
I personally do as well. I was actually hoping either Monaco or Lyon would get closer.
Anybody but PSG.
If you remember a couple weeks back, Lyon had a 2-0 lead on Lille going into the second half, lost the game, and it's just kind of all been downhill since then. But Ligue 1, Rennes versus PSG over 3, and that brings us to everybody's favorite portion, the one portion of our video that usually doesn't win, but is the most entertaining. And we're doing the Grandstand Betters over the week. We're going to stay in Ligue 1 because that's how much we love the league. We're going Nice versus Brest. That's right. Nice Brest. That's what we're going for. I had to say it, Ian. I had to go there. We're going over 2.5. Listen, Nice in the last 10 games at home, 7 of them have gone over 2.5. On the road, Brest also is having a lot of goals. 6 out of the last 10 over 2.5. And let's be honest, this match means nothing to either of these teams. I expect it to be a wide open field. A lot of players who don't get much playing time to probably play a little bit more. Maybe want to impress some other leagues, maybe for a transfer window coming up in the summer. So we'll see what happens, but I do like Nice Brest over 2.5. So that does it for us here with Grandstand Betters, Very Best Opinions, giving you 4 guaranteed winners this week, or losers, probably losers. Just a recap, Premier League, West Ham versus Everton. West Ham on the money line, good value. Bundesliga, Frankfurt versus Mainz, over 3. Ligue 1, PSG, Rennes, over 3. And the Grandstand Betters, over of the week. Nice Brest, over 2.5. That's it for us here at Grandstand Betters. Ian, as always, thank you for joining us. Go to Very Biased Opinions, check their YouTube channel out, join their Patreon, and as always, sit back, relax, enjoy Nice Brest, and we'll see you next week.